Right now at 5, authorities in Oklahoma make arrests in an 11-year-old murder cold case.
And we've got some patchy fog and some drizzle to start the day. Thunderstorm chances, though, returning later this morning. Details coming up.
Plus, property owners pack a Neosho town hall to fight tax increases.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAO Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Wednesday, September the 24th, halfway through this week, getting closer to October now.
Yes.
It's just around the corner, which means Christmas will be right after. At least, from the retail standpoint.
Right, of course.
It's probably already,
Right.
I've seen some Christmas decor out at some of
yeah.
the stores already. Yeah, so I just kind of combine all the last holidays into one big holiday, it seems.
Yeah,
so,
might as well.
yeah, right around the corner there. Also Halloween, of course, right around the corner. Spooky season. A little bit of a spooky start for some folks this morning with some patchy fog out there. We're going to start with a live look from downtown Pittsburgh, where things are looking actually pretty good so far. But as we head down to the south, this is the MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. Yeah, it's a little bit foggier on the Joplin side of things out there this morning. So Skywatch Storm Tracker, we're starting to see the beginnings of these little showers and eventually some thunderstorms out there. Now, unlike yesterday, its coverage is not going to be nearly as widespread. It's going to be more scattered shower and thunderstorm activity. And we're not expecting anything strong or severe, which is also some good news out there as well. But we still do have those rain chances. So here's a look at the visibilities. Joplin just under 4 miles. You can see parts of I-44, US 60 being impacted. We've got reduced visibilities just about everywhere. Chanute's the closest to clear at 9.8. Remember, 10 is unlimited visibility, and Parsons at 9.2. But outside of that, we have patchy fog to start the day, so make sure you are adjusting your travel, adjusting your time. If you need to leave a little early to drive a little slower, that's what you should do. And of course, low beams, not your high beams. And if you've got fog lights, this is what they are for. As we head toward the lunch hour, scattered showers, few rumbles of thunder out there. Again, nothing severe expected from any of this activity. It'll begin to wind down from west to east as we head through the afternoon and into the evening hours. And I think by about 8, 9 o'clock at the latest, we're going to be done with this. And we're going to start to clear out and warm up a bit as we head into Thursday. Temperatures this morning, not too bad out there. Still mild for this time of year, above normal. We're in the mid to upper 60s, even have some 70s. Neosho Grove, Bentonville sitting at 70. And it is still a bit muggy. If you walked out this morning, you may have noticed it is a bit on the muggy side, so it's going to help with some of our storm chances later. The showers that you saw in Skywatch Storm Tracker should eventually grow upscale into some scattered storms. That's what we'll have for the kids throughout their school day, at least for some of us. Mid-60s to start, about 70 by lunch and recess, low 70s as they head home today. And remember, with the nature of scattered storms, this isn't rain everywhere all at once. This isn't like yesterday where we've got widespread rain chances, but we will have a chance for scattered showers and storms. Everybody has the chance. It just won't be everywhere all at once. Mid-60s by 9, 70 by noon. Our highs today, most of us low mid-70s. Now out west, if you do a little more clearing a little earlier, you might make the upper 70s, but I think most of us are low to mid-70s with a north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, after we get through today, our rain chances begin to wind down and our temperatures begin to wind up, and we'll go over those details with you in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, a break in a cold case. Prosecutors have charged 2 people in a Northeast Oklahoma murder investigation dating back more than 10 years. The suspects, James Larson Jr. and Penny Larson, are both charged with first-degree murder for the death of Dustin Ray Carver. Carver was last seen at a home in Kansas, Oklahoma in 2014. Authorities had issued a search warrant at the home and discovered a burn pile where they found human remains. Then, in July of this year, the Clinton County, Missouri Sheriff's Office contacted Oklahoma authorities with new leads in the case. The OSBI says investigators were able to gather information from James Larson Jr., who was an inmate in the Clinton County Jail. Now, this month, authorities arrested Penny Larson and charged James Larson, who already was in custody. Newton County residents take their fight against property tax hikes directly to state lawmakers at a town hall last night in Neosho, Missouri. Newton County property owners face a 12% tax increase as state officials demand higher assessments despite local resistance. The Missouri State Tax Commission ordered 80 counties to raise property valuations to comply with state law, but Newton County assessor Cheryl Perkins refused to comply. The state has already withheld more than $108,000 in funding from Newton County and threatens to cut off sales tax revenue next. Perkins argues families cannot afford another financial burden as utility bills and insurance costs climb. And last night, Jimmy Kimmel made an emotional return to his namesake late-night TV show. Now, during his monologue, the comedian said there was nothing funny about the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk and that he did not intend to blame any groups for the shooting. Kimmel also called efforts to cancel his show over his beliefs un-American. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
At times emotional.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
Jimmy Kimmel made his return to late night with a passionate defense of free speech.
I want to thank the people who don't support my show and what I believe, but support my right to share those beliefs anyway.
Last week, ABC suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live following criticism from FCC Chairman Brendan Carr and TV station ownership companies Sinclair and Nexstar over Kimmel's comments about the man charged with killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Announcing Kimmel's return, ABC called the jokes ill-timed and insensitive. Just an hour before last night's broadcast, President Trump, in a scathing post on social media, said the show had bad ratings, accused the host of being an arm of the Democratic Party, and appeared to threaten to sue ABC again, alluding to a defamation suit he settled with the network last year.
The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke.
Charlie Kirk's supporters expressed disappointment over Disney's decision.
I can't believe they're letting him back on the air.
People in the audience called the atmosphere electric.
I felt like he spoke from the heart, he was honest, and he said what we were all thinking.
But millions couldn't see the show, with Nexstar and Sinclair preempting Jimmy Kimmel Live, blocking it from nearly a quarter of American households. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Now, Kimmel's suspension sparked days of protests and public outcry, including calls to boycott Disney. Last night, Kimmel thanked the network for restoring the show, adding that he disagreed with the suspension and that he and the network had lots of discussions in the days leading up to his return. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. President Trump declares a U.S. golden age at the United Nations. Plus, Ben Stiller launches his own soda line inspired by New York childhood flavors. And more scattered thunderstorms in the 4 states. Chris has another look at your Wednesday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now, 5:07. We'll be right back. Well, topping World Watch, the 80th United Nations General Assembly is taking place in New York. Now, President Trump gave a lengthy speech that covered domestic and foreign issues and did not hold back his complaints about the international body. Erica Brown has the story.
In his address to the UN General Assembly Tuesday, President Trump declared the U.S. is in a golden age.
Under my leadership, energy costs are down. Gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated.
He also dished out harsh criticism to the rest of the world.
Your countries are going to hell.
The president slammed migration and green energy policies, especially in Europe.
You're destroying your countries. They're being destroyed. Europe is in serious trouble.
During his nearly hour-long speech, President Trump said the United Nations was not living up to its potential and railed against its failure to end wars.
What is the purpose of the United Nations? For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war.
On the sidelines, Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as the war with Russia rages on.
Ukraine, I tell you, they are good fighters. Gotta hand it to them. They have a lot of courage, a lot of guts.
The president pressed others to stop buying Russian energy, which he says Russia uses to fund the fighting, and got backing from the president of the European Commission.
But we have to be faster because every payment is filling Putin's war chest. This cannot be.
When asked, President Trump also said NATO member countries should shoot down Russian aircraft that enter their airspace. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Now, that question to Mr. Trump came because recently Russian aircrafts have entered Estonian and Polish airspace, and yesterday there were unidentified drone sightings in Denmark that closed Copenhagen and Oslo airports. Well, still to come, Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, the information that could help save lives, plus more scattered storms. Chris returns with another look at your Wednesday forecast. Well, a healthier soda option coming from an unlikely source as Ringo Starr rocks on at age 85. Gwen Baumgartner has your Eye on Entertainment report.
Hi, I'm Ben, and this is Stiller's.
He's an actor, director, comedian, and now entrepreneur. Ben Stiller is launching his own soda line, cracking open a bubbly business inspired by the flavors of his New York City childhood.
My new soda, made with bubbles.
It's called Stiller's Soda, a 30-calorie drink with 3 flavors, Shirley Temple, lemon lime, and root beer. It's now available on Amazon and in New York City corner delis. But Stiller's not leaving the entertainment business anytime soon. His latest movie, Focker-in-Law, hits theaters in late November. At 85 years old, Ringo Starr is continuing to rock a beat and sell out shows.
Is it still the rock and roll lifestyle?
It's not really, is it?
The iconic drummer is reflecting on his time with the Beatles while promoting his current tour with the All-Star Band, which performs in Las Vegas tonight. Each show expected to close with the familiar tune, With a Little Help from My Friends.
I love that song, and I thank Paul. I mean, I can go on tour because he wrote that song for me.
Starr also confirmed that Anthology 4, a compilation of Beatles songs, will be released later this year. Actor Jesse Williams is taking viewers to Italy's Amalfi Coast in his latest series, Hotel Costiera.
I am at a bit of a personal and professional crossroads, if I'm being honest.
Williams is cast as an ex-Marine turned problem solver at a luxury hotel, tasked with tracking down art thieves and recovering a kidnapped dog. The series is being released today on Prime. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, well, those sodas sounded pretty good. Let's take it over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we are dealing with some patchy fog for some of us this morning. We're starting to see some drizzle, scattered showers, and eventually more scattered thunderstorms out there. We'll break down everything you need to know about our weather today and into the weekend when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 5:17. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, coming up on 5:20 on this Wednesday morning. Starting with a few cameras out there. First, downtown Pittsburgh, looking good. We have low clouds out there, but otherwise clear skies, or at least clear visibility in downtown. However, as we head to Joplin, you see the low clouds, a little bit of haze here from our camera at 7th and Rangeline, but cameras around the area along the I-44 corridor. Now, Main Street, we look all right, even at exit 11. It's not too bad, but you can see that fog. This is the exit 4, and this is I-44 at Rangeline, so exit 8. You can see we've got some of that patchy fog out there, and this is what it looks like on the fog tracker. Now, Fort Scott and Chanute have some of the clearest visibility, followed by Parsons in Nevada, then Nevada, Stockton. But you can see, other than that, even Fredonia's got some good visibility, in Sedan. We got a lot of patchy fog. Miami down to about 1.5 miles of visibility. You can see some denser fog. It's in between these reporting stations. That's why we tell you, you got to watch out for those changing visibilities, because you can't just solely rely on these numbers. You got to look at this. You also just have to just be aware as you head out. So again, low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. Just be prepared. Some of that fog also is just from heavy drizzle. Ran into some of that on the way here. Some very heavy drizzle out there. Of course, that will not show up on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, but this and that and these little guys, they're here. Those are showing up, even these guys up in our far northern counties. These are little showers that, as we go through the morning, will start to grow upscale, and some of them will become little thunderstorms. We're not expecting anything strong or severe, but we are expecting scattered showers and thunderstorms, and those will continue to, again, build through the morning. I think in the next hour or so, we'll start to see some rumbles of thunder. Well, we won't see the thunder, but you know what I mean. We'll see some lightning, some thunder, see some thunderstorm development. By noon, again, it is scattered. So everybody out there really has a chance for showers and storms, but unlike yesterday, the coverage isn't nearly as widespread, so not everybody necessarily will see rain today. As we head later in the day, eventually rain will start coming to an end, and I think honestly by 8 or 9 we're done with showers, thunderstorms, they're gone. We'll have partly cloudy skies as we head overnight tonight, and partly cloudy skies to start our day Thursday. Could get some clearing with some mostly clear skies for some folks, partly cloudy for others throughout Thursday, but otherwise dry and a bit warmer out there. As we head into our Friday, much of the same, as you can see on the wind arrows, they begin shifting from the north. They'll shift out of the south and eventually southwest. That means slightly warmer air for us as well, and we're still dry and partly cloudy across the area. All right, so getting the day started. Again, some of those little showers should start growing upscale into some thunderstorms in the next hour or so. Again, nothing severe, though. And temperatures are going to be tempered by the cloud cover, too. So we're looking at hovering in the upper 60s throughout most of the morning. Now, some folks, if you get a little more clearing, if you don't get as much rain, you don't see any rain, you may be a little warmer, but most of us are looking to go once again low to mid 70s, but some upper 70s not out of the question. North winds 5 to 10. We'll have that rain start to wrap up, partly cloudy later this evening, and a little bit just on the chilly side as we go back into the mid upper 50s, feeling a little more like fall out there, starting to feel a little more like October. Tomorrow, upper 70s, go about 80 on Friday, and as we head through the weekend and the start of next week, we're going to be looking at temperatures low to mid 80s out there. So we do start warming up a bit above average, but thankfully temperatures don't just go soaring on us, and we'll be dry for a while as well. That's a check of your forecast. We will be back with more of the KOAM morning. No, we won't. We're still in the KOAM morning news. We're going to go to Elise with Health Watch right now.
Yes, we will. All right, Chris, thanks. Well, air pollution may be harming children's eyesight. A University of Brigham study found that while genetics and excessive screen time play a major role in myopia in kids, air pollution also has a negative impact. The study suggests air purifiers in classrooms and closing streets to cars during school drop-off and pickup times could improve eye health. And drinking alcohol, even light drinking, increases the risk of dementia. Research published in the British Medical Journal found the more you drink, the greater the risk. But even someone having only 1 to 3 drinks a week had a 15% higher risk of dementia. Heavy drinkers have a 41% higher risk. Well, eating certain fruits and vegetables can raise the levels of harmful pesticides in the body. An environmental working group study found that strawberries, spinach, and bell peppers have higher levels of pesticides than other produce. The study raises questions about current food safety regulations set by the government. Now, in higher levels, pesticides have been linked to cancer and reproductive issues. Well, it's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, a time to raise awareness about the disease and the importance of screening and early detection. Stephanie Stahl has more on new initiatives aiming to inform men about the disease and detect it sooner.
After my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I learned that the disease affects 1 out of 8 men.
Former football star Emmitt Smith will be hosting a series of short documentaries on prostate cancer for SurvivorNet, a new free information platform for all kinds of cancer.
We exist for a problem that I had in my family and that millions of families have, is that it's too hard to figure out what to do when you get sick.
Steve Alpern says after struggling to get the right kind of help for his sick father in Philadelphia, he started SurvivorNet.
We serve about 5 million people a month who need help making better decisions when they get sick and feeling less alone.
It's awareness, making men and their loved ones aware of what's going on.
Dr. Leonard Gamella with Jefferson Health says people need to understand that a simple blood test can be a lifesaver.
SurvivorNet is one of the avenues that men can learn about prostate cancer and all the new treatments that are out there for advanced disease.
He hopes more people take advantage of Jefferson's community outreach truck, where men can get a PSA blood test. He says it's especially important for black men who have higher rates of prostate cancer.
Men don't know they have it, and that's why screening is good. Our treatments for both local cancer and advanced prostate cancer are dramatically improved over the last 10 years.
I don't look back.
67-year-old John Bueller, who had 3 bouts with prostate cancer, says after surgery and other treatments, he feels great.
I'm still living awesome, and there's not too much I can't do.
He credits his supportive family and the medical team at Jefferson. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Now, over the last decade, the incidence of prostate cancer has been increasing. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, more than 200 companies compete for the region's top student talent.
And we've got some drizzle, we've got some fog, and then we have scattered thunderstorm chances on the way. We'll look at all of that coming up.
Plus, MoDOT puts out the help wanted signs for more snowplow drivers ahead of winter.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:29. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday, September the 24th. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Getting a little closer to spooky season.
Right.
And a little light spooky season out there this morning, at least with the fog and not so much with the temperatures. Still fairly mild for us. Let's start with a live look downtown Pittsburgh. Where again, downtown Pittsburgh, you're looking all right. You can see visibilities are just fine. But as we head down to the south, our camera 7th and range line in Joplin, it's not too bad, and that's the whole idea, and that's the whole thing with patchy fog. Take a look at the MoDOT cameras around the area. We head back toward range line at I-44 and exit 4 at range line, and you can see we've got some of that patchy fog out there, and you can see some of it from exit 11 on I-44, but then you head to the Main Street exit, it looks okay. Doesn't look that bad yet, but that's, again, patchy fog. That's the whole thing about it. So here's a look at what we've got. Fort Scott, Chanute, Fredonia, Sedan, Nowata, Stockton, Pittsburgh, Nevada, all have pretty decent visibilities. But then outside of that, especially down in Miami, you can see about 1.5 miles visibility. Iola, reduced visibilities. Joplin, of course. Now, remember, that's coming from the airport, so it's going to vary from one end of the town to the other. But you can see we do have fog really impacting the denser fog is on I-44 coming from Springfield, heading down to Will Rogers Turnpike down toward Veneta and Tulsa. So that's why you want to, again, slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them, and just leave a little early if you need to. Take a look at Skywatch Storm Tracker. There's a lot more little spotty showers out there now. We've got some stretching from Barton County back up to the north and east, some just south of I-44. We also have some heavy drizzle causing some of those reduced visibilities, but drizzle doesn't really show up on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. From McDonald County back into Berry County, again, just kind of paralleling I-44 there. And if you take a look at just even the last 15-20 minutes, you can see these little guys getting together here. And that's going to continue to be the trend, I think, again, within the next hour or so, we'll start to see some of these grow up a little more and start to become thunderstorms. But the good news is we're not expecting any strong or severe thunderstorms with any of this activity, but the lightning can still be dangerous. Now, we have scattered storms, and as I mentioned earlier, the whole region has the chance for a scattered shower or storm, but not everybody will see one. This isn't like yesterday with the widespread coverage we had across the area. These will truly be scattered. So while you could see one anywhere, not everybody necessarily is going to see rain. You can see really long and east of the 69 corridor still looks to be the better chance for any scattered showers and storms across the area as we head into the evening. And I think about 9 o'clock we'll be done with those and skies will start going partly cloudy overnight. Now we're fairly mild this morning, but tomorrow morning we're looking to be 10 to 15 degrees cooler than where we are right now. We've got mid-upper 60s, even a group of 70s, 70 in Grove, Anderson, Bentonville, 71 in Jay right now. Kids heading out the door, we're looking at mid-60s. 70 by lunch and recess time, 72 as they head home, again with some scattered showers and storms. Now some of you, if you don't get as much rain or if you get a little more clearing later today, you may be warmer than the rest of us, but I think the majority of us are going to go right back into the low to mid 70s. We'll go mid 60s by 9, 70 by noon, low to mid 70s for those high scattered storms, and a north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll talk more about our thunderstorm chances today and how things are looking after today into the weekend here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. We'll see you soon. Well, beginning on October 31st, Joplin Public Library patrons will no longer have online access to Hoopla. The announcement came yesterday after the library passed its budget for the 2026 fiscal year, citing the fact that its pay-per-use model was simply no longer sustainable to accommodate all of the library's patrons.
Having to limit how many books could be downloaded by our patrons to stay within our budget, which led to only about 4% of our active patrons being able to use the service. So just sustainability-wise, it wasn't something that we could do long-term.
Hoopla provides users with instant access to audiobooks, ebooks, movies, and music. The library is encouraging patrons to switch over to other online resources it offers, such as Overdrive, Libby, and Canopy. Well, more than 200 companies from across the Midwest packed into Pitt State's Crossland Technology Center for this year's Company Days. The annual event connects students in programs like construction, engineering, technology, automotive, and graphic communications with industry leaders.
We want that connection to happen early. For all of our majors, we want them to realize how big this world is. And it's not just local companies, these are national and international companies.
Now, students had the chance to network face-to-face with company representatives, while businesses got to showcase what they do and recruit top-tier talent. For the past 5 years, Higher Power Garage in Joplin has helped get hundreds of families into safer vehicles. The auto shop serves those in need in the community, such as lower-income families, single parents, and veterans, with minor repairs like replacing brakes and tires. Now, as KOAM's Samantha Walker shows us, an investment from a local couple will help the nonprofit continue this mission for years to come.
I never dreamed it could ever be anything like it is today.
Already this year, Higher Power Garage has done 500 repairs, 40 more than they did in all of 2024.
That puts us over 2,000 repairs in the last 4.5 years and over $350,000 worth of free labor.
The low-cost repair shop, started by Mike Gideon, works with families living at 150% of the poverty level, repairing their cars with free labor. They also offer educational programs from basic maintenance to budgeting and how to buy car insurance.
It's really about giving a hand up. It's about helping them not just in their situation at the moment, but how do we better that situation in the future?
The future is exactly what a gift from Jan and Wes Hauser is helping to support. A $50,000 endowment fund established by the Joplin Regional Community Foundation and managed by the Community Foundation of the Ozarks.
It puts the money where you're not touching the money, you're only touching any sort of dividends or investment income that it provides.
The Hauser family learned about Higher Power through the Community Foundation, who says the mission of the nonprofit really stuck with them.
People who might not otherwise be able to afford one and might need it to get to work or get their kids to school, and that can really be a springboard toward better self-sufficiency. And I think those tenets of the mission here really spoke to Mr. and Mrs. Hauser.
I was working in the shop a few weeks ago, and Wes pulls up and calls me and says, "Hey, would you come out and sit in my truck with me?" He tells me that they had it on their heart to help us with an endowment fund. And when they told me the amount, I was staggered.
It's a gift that both the Hausers and Gideon hope will make an impact even after they're gone.
Transportation is essential, and we hope to continue to grow this to make it to where it eliminates transportation as a barrier in our community.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, the Higher Power Garage team hopes to grow the endowment fund so it will eventually completely cover shop overhead costs. That will allow donations to go directly into their efforts to get safe vehicles to community members. And MoDOT faces a driver shortage that could impact road safety this winter. The department is short on snowplow drivers across the state, with the Springfield area seeing the most vacancies. MoDOT is now offering flexible 8-hour shifts for part-time drivers to help fill the gaps. The new positions start at $22.91 per hour in the Ozarks.
We are being more flexible with them because part-time help, they generally have another job, or maybe they're retired, or they've got a side gig. And so we're offering an 8-hour shift for them.
Now, part-time applicants need a commercial driver's license, but full-time recruits can get a CDL training through MoDOT. And recent studies list Joplin's homelessness population in the hundreds. For any city, that can mean a stress on existing resources, but Joplin now has a new resource to ease some of the stress for its homeless population, a new daytime shelter. As KOAM's Ty Park shows us, this can mean a shower, clothes, and a safe place to rest.
Whatever you have done to the least of these, my brethren, you have done unto me. These are the words of Christ that inspired the Last Day Shelter.
So God gave us the idea to begin to open up Monday through Friday as a day center so that we can begin to do more to help our folks and more of a service for our folks.
Monday through Friday, people can come and take a shower, get clothes, and have a safe place to rest.
God has just been really on us about being more intentional about loving our folks and really beginning to help them, give them a hand up instead of a handout.
Wednesdays, the staff will go out in the public and meet people for lunch and be in their space where they are. Tuesdays are discipleship days dedicated to getting closer to God.
We have to be willing to help them get up, help them come out of the pit. And most of the folks we serve here are in a pit. They're at the very bottom. They want desperately to come off the street. They want to get freedom for their lives, and they don't know how to do it. And so that's what we're here for. We're here to help them do that.
As we'll pick people up through the city and bring them to the shelter at 2124 Utica Street in Joplin.
And my belief is that the only way to help these people find freedom for their lives and get off the drugs and help get off the street is to get them connected with Jesus.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Now, the NAS is looking for donations and volunteers to help with their mission. For those interested, the drop-off location is the Joplin First Church of the Nazarene. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Disney raises streaming prices again. How this will impact users. Plus, EV demand jumps 33% as buyers rush to beat the September 30th deadline. We'll have the latest. Time now, 5:40. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, demand for electric vehicles has revved up with federal tax credits set to run out next week. According to a report from Cox Automotive, new EV sales increased nearly 18% last month compared to a year ago. Used EV sales were up 59% in the same period. Now, Cars.com says there's a 33% jump in demand for EVs since last year. The federal government's tax credits of up to $7,500 for EV purchases will expire on September 30th. And Disney is hiking prices on its streaming services. Starting October 21st, the ad-supported Disney Plus plan will jump $2 to $11.99 a month. The ad-free version is increasing by $3 to $18.99 a month. Now, fees for bundled plans with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN will also increase. The announcement comes as Disney has faced calls for boycotts after its temporary suspension of ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live show, which returned last night. And Sprouts Organics is expanding the recall of its sweet potato, apple, and spinach baby food pouches because they may contain elevated levels of lead. The pouches were sold exclusively by Walgreens in more than 24 states. No illnesses have been reported so far. Consumers can return the recalled pouches to their local store for a full refund. That's a look at Consumer Watch this morning. Let's take it over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got some patchy fog. We've got some scattered showers. We've got some heavy drizzle. We've got scattered storms on the way as we head into the afternoon. Or, well, actually, in the next hour or so, to be honest with you. We're going to break down everything you need to know. Take a look at what we're expecting today and into the weekend when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now, 5:44. We'll be right back.
Well, some unique buildings containing agricultural history are being protected thanks to a generous donation. The details in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. The Trump administration says it's ending the federal government's annual report on hunger in the country. The USDA said the 2024 Household Food Security Report, which will be released later next month, would be the last. In a news release, the agency said the trends in the prevalence of food insecurity have remained virtually unchanged, regardless of an over 87% increase in SNAP spending from 2019 to 2023. Now, critics of the decision say the administration was deliberately making it harder to measure hunger and assess the impact of government cuts to food stamps. Better weather conditions are helping harvest pick up steam. The latest crop progress report says 11% of the corn crop has now been harvested. That's on par with the 5-year average. And when it comes to soybeans, 9% now harvested. That also matches the 5-year average. And a generous donation will help preserve and protect 3 unique round barns at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Leah Jane Whiteman, who passed away last year, was a 1977 graduate of the university. Now she left $10 million to preserve the barns that need structural repairs and updates. Whiteman worked as a manager at a bookstore but lived a very frugal life. The university says her gift will ensure the barns continue to represent and preserve the rich history of Illinois agriculture for future generations. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
All right, let's take it over now to Chris for a full look at today's forecast.
We've got some patchy fog out there. We're going to take a quick tour. First, starting downtown Pittsburgh, where right now visibilities are fine, as you can see from the downtown area. However, as we get a little closer to Joplin, 7th and Range Line, not bad. You can see it's a bit foggy, a bit drizzly out there. But then we take a look at MoDOT cameras around the area, and you can see exit 4. So 43 south to Seneca, we've got fog there. Same at I-44 and Range Line, so exit 8. We head to the Main Street exit, or exit 6. Now, it looks okay, but you can see in the headlights a little bit of fog. And then exit 11, I-44, you can see it's a little bit on the foggy side as well. And we do have that fog. It's really plaguing. Now, we've got better visibility. Let's take a look. We've seen major improvements through southeast Kansas. Just about everybody's looking good. But it's really plaguing the I-44 corridor from Springfield down to just southwest of Miami. It starts getting better as you get closer to Veneta, but we do have those reduced visibility, so also you need to watch out for the rapidly changing visibility conditions, because again, bear in mind, this is based on data points here that have reporting stations. It can be different in between. It could be denser or it might be a little clearer, but you still want to slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. And take a look at our little showers. Still getting a little bit more organized, seeing a little more yellow, so slightly heavier showers out there. And eventually, like I said, in the next hour at most, I think we're going to start to see some upscale growth into thunderstorms, and that's kind of what's taking place now. Some of this activity south of Concordia. Now it's moving away from us, but it's just that sign we should start seeing some thunderstorms. But the good news is nothing strong, nothing severe expected today, but we do have those scattered storms. Now here's the part. Yesterday, almost all of us got rain, and at some point yesterday, virtually the entire area saw some kind of shower and thunderstorm activity. Today, the entire area has that chance for showers and storms, but not everybody necessarily will see rain, because these are going to be considerably more scattered. Now you can see they're around the entire area, but there's slightly better chances through the day along and east of the 69 corridor. Again, it doesn't mean we couldn't get showers or storms outside of that zone. It's just the better chances for slightly more organized activity is going to be along and east of 69. And I think by about 8, 9 o'clock at the latest, we will be done with those scattered showers and storms. It'll be partly cloudy overnight. As we head into our Thursday, take a look. Partly cloudy skies out there. Could have a little patchy fog possibly to start the day for some of us, but otherwise a pretty nice day. Temperatures not bad, sky conditions not bad. We are drying out, which I know we still need more rain, but we will be drying out for a little while. We go into our Friday. Now here's the other thing. Take a look. The wind arrows begin to shift. We'll have a north breeze today, tonight, Thursday, but as we head into Friday, it starts to come up out of the south and southwest, and that will help bring in warmer air to the area. Still could have a few clouds here and there, so some partly cloudy skies, but we will be dry, and we're going to start to get a little bit warmer as we head into the upcoming weekend. All right, so here we go through the morning. Scattered showers, thunderstorms out there. Now, most of us are still going to be dealing with the clouds as well, so I think what's going to happen is we actually have a fairly cool day. You can see we're just kind of hovering in the upper 60s as we go through the morning hours. As we head into the afternoon, the majority of us are low 70s, but out west especially, if you don't get as much rain or you get a little more clearing in the clouds, you might make the mid to upper 70s. But again, I think the majority of us here will be in the low 70s, getting close to the mid 70s with that north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into the evening, scattered shower storms begin winding down. We're down mid 60s by 10. And it's honestly, it's a bit chilly out there tonight, mid upper 50s. For our overnight lows. Northwest winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We stay pretty cool for the next few nights, actually, into the 50s. We'll go upper 70s tomorrow, so just a fantastic day. Friday, still not bad either, about 80. We do start warming up, though, and our temperatures are going to start climbing back above average. Thankfully, they don't skyrocket into the 90s, as that would be really uncomfortable, especially coming up on the end of September. But as you can see, temperatures do climb, going into the low to mid 80s as we roll through the weekend and the start of the next work week. That is a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Well, Spirit Halloween has announced its 2025 costume trends, highlighting popular themes like Wicked, Marvel superheroes, and Squid Game. Animated characters such as SpongeBob and South Park are also among the season's top picks. Costumes and decor are available now in stores and online. And Bill Nye, the Science Guy, just got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The iconic TV host was honored with the 2,821st star Monday morning on Hollywood Boulevard, recognized in the television category.
I'm telling you, Bill Nye, when I was in school, was like the best part of a rainy day. If you didn't have recess, it was too wet or too cold, whatever it might be, they'd wheel out that TV on the cart and they'd load up some Bill Nye, and it was the best day ever, because Bill Nye did really make learning a lot of fun. A lot of great episodes of Bill Nye. It's great to see him get that star. And we can't see any stars this morning because it's foggy, it's cloudy, it's drizzly, it's rainy. We've got more of that on the way, but you'll be able to see a few stars overnight tonight. Scattered showers, thunderstorms across the area. Not everyone will see rain, but everyone's got that chance for rain, holding on into the upper 60s. Majority of us really tapping out into the low 70s, maybe the mid 70s, but further west, get a little more sunshine, a little more clearing later today. You could be a little bit warmer, but still a bit of a cool day out there. North winds 5 to 10. Scattered shower storms to start wrapping up by 8, 9 at the latest. We're partly cloudy by 10, back into the mid 60s. And look at that low tonight. That's almost 10 to 15 degrees cooler than where we are starting the day right now, because we've got some locations already in the low 70s this morning. We'll be in the mid to upper 50s to start our Thursday. North winds continue Thursday, but we do start to warm up. We're dry, a little more sunshine, upper 70s. Friday still not bad, about 80. But on Friday, winds begin to shift out of the south and southwest, and that brings in this warmer air as we head into the upcoming weekend. Temperatures begin climbing just a bit into the low to mid 80s out there. So thankfully, temperatures not skyrocketing next week, but definitely above normal and certainly warmer than where we should be as we close in on the end of September. That's a check of your forecast. We've got a whole nother hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.